she's made some nasty claims about Britney Spears' relationship with her kids. Bad Baby's father is trying to step into the picture because he feels like he's the only one who can save his daughter, and Diddy was almost killed in prison. So let's get into it. This headline claims that Diddy was seconds from death when an inmate snuck into his cell and pressed a knife to his throat. I don't think Diddy's having a good time in prison. Ever since he's been behind bars, he's been fearful for his life. And maybe there's a good reason, because it seems like the inmates there want him dead. I think Diddy thought going into prison that he would be treated like some god because he's a celebrity, but that's not the case. Diddy's lifelong friend, Charlucci Finney, claims that an inmate armed with a shiv snuck into Diddy's cell and could have murdered him. His friend feels like this was an attempt to intimidate Diddy, not to kill him. Quote, if this guy wanted to harm him, Sean would have been harmed. It would only take a second to cut his throat with a weapon and kill him. But this guy probably just wants Diddy to know his place within this prison. His friend continued that it was probably a way to say, next time you ain't gonna be so lucky. Everything's intimidation, but with Sean, maybe it won't work. Diddy is from Harlem. So I don't know, maybe Diddy's fighting back when it comes to these guys. For some reason, I would have thought he got maybe a little soft with his celebrity, that he would probably follow their rules.
Diddy woke up this morning with a knife to his throat, you guys. But it didn't quite go in. Apparently, according to the Daily Mail, Diddy's godmother, Charlucci Finney, just reported that Diddy woke up at the Metropolitan Detention Center this morning, and there was another inmate standing there with a knife to his throat to intimidate him.
Right now, Diddy's lawyers are trying to transfer him to a different prison. They want a low-security one so that he can attend a drug rehab program and have access to his family, because where he's currently held, it's a lot of the bad guys, which is probably why they're getting the worst kind of food. Remember their Thanksgiving meal? We talked about that. It sounded really bad. And supposedly their food
I forgot I had to
so you don't do the crime. You won't serve the dog.
wash my eyebrows.
So bad for them. But then
So we're gonna do that first.
Oh, okay. Diddy has kept a lot of this stuff to himself because he doesn't want to worry his family. But if you're in jail and you've been charged with anything that's intimate, sexual, it's not a good place to be. The prisoners take it personal. They look at it like, that could have been my mom, my auntie, my daughter. They try to get what they call prison justice. And you have to understand, we're not talking about a regular person. We're talking about Diddy. So I feel like if you do end up doing something to him, they kind of in some, sick way, they get some clout from that too. So Diddy wants the world to know how bad his situation is. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's a world where maybe Donald Trump does pardon him. I mean, there was George Santos. His sentence was commuted, which I don't think that's a pardon, but some type of pardon. He got out of prison, and he was supposed to serve 7 years. He served 12 weeks. There was also Todd Chrisley, who was pardoned by Donald Trump. So
Hello.
I don't know why Donald Trump would go and pardon him. In my opinion, it doesn't make him look good, but it also, Todd Chrisley, that doesn't really help. So does George Santos. I don't know how he'll be able to leverage Diddy for his benefit if he did this.
On the next TMZ Live, Donald Trump considering commuting Diddy's sentence, and it's causing a huge stir in the White House.
The White House pushing back on a TMZ report that claims President Trump is considering commuting the sentence of Diddy. Remember, he was sentenced to 50 months in prison earlier this month. The White House tells NBC News today there's zero truth to the report. But TMZ, a spokesperson for them, says they are standing by their story. Sean Combs' attorney did not respond to a request for comment, but they previously told us, they're pursuing a pardon for him.
There's a reason why Hollywood stars always seem to walk away from scandals untouched. Just like there's a reason why Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury firm. Most regular people retire, and it's easier than ever. You don't have to deal with those piles of paper. It could change everything. Let's switch gears and talk about
Angry. Maybe it's because I'm a Slavic woman. This is like a normal face for me. See, my cheeks are red because I just got out of bathtub.
There's a lot of toxicity within this relationship. If you know Bad Baby, if you know about her time on Dr. Phil, if you know her mother, Barbara. She's always been there. But we don't know much about Bad Baby's father, Ira. And he's now trying to come back into the picture because he feels like he's the only one who could save his daughter. Bad Baby is coming out with a new song titled Honest, and I believe she's speaking about her father, Ira Eskowitz. And he's saying that this song is anything but honest. In Bad Baby's song, she says her dad didn't want her in his life and only wanted to get in touch after she became famous. She raps, I hope he wastes away. What kind of father sacrifices a relationship for 20K? Ira, her dad, is clapping back. I feel like going to TMZ isn't the best move. I'm not a father, but I think maybe the first step is not doing this. He says, every one of those statements is a complete lie. I didn't sell her for $20,000. I was trying to be part of her life way before Dr. Phil and right before she went on Dr. Phil. I have documentation to show that I tried to get her into a program and tried to help her out, I guess because at that point she was like, a bad kid. That's why she was on Dr. Phil, telling people to cash her outside. Ira says that their relationship is all based off of what Barbara, Bad Baby's mother, has told her, and that she's fed Bad Baby this information to make her hate her dad. Ira said that he feels like he's one of the only people in the world that Bad Baby could trust because he says he doesn't want his daughter's money. Everybody else is manipulating my daughter for money, and she knows it. He said to Bad Baby, Danielle, Danny, I'm truly disappointed in you. I know you have a lot of issues. I know I hurt you in the past, but I was here for you. I was. But if you keep bashing me and trashing me like this, I can't be around. I can't sit back and let you get destroyed. Okay, this guy kind of sucks. Like, why is he so, like, back and forth?
Kind of
Is our
sucks.
relationship or not? Because you've never been a great father, so I think you need to be everything but kind. Here's a clip of Bad Baby's dad talking about his situation.
Timing? What do you mean?
Way before Dr. Phil and right before she went on Dr. Phil, I have documentation.
Time in Ukraine. I mean, I didn't even notice, to be honest.
What is the purpose to attack me like that? Our relationship was good. We were bonding together. We were visiting together. She was telling me that she loved me. Everything that
I was just sleeping. That's it.
Yeah, can I go after my daughter in the sewer? Why would I want to do that?
I think that there's a world where Barbara could be feeding Bad Baby information about her father, Ira, and making him seem like a bad guy. But I also think that he gives me like really bad vibes. I feel really bad for Danielle because I feel like she doesn't have one parent that's sane, and she really doesn't have anyone she can trust. This comment reads, I 100% believe that Danielle's mom manipulated her into thinking her dad was a deadbeat. Bad Baby did respond on Instagram. She wrote, I paid $25K actually to terminate my father's parental rights years ago. I tried to fix our relationship, but it didn't work. The only reason I gave him another chance was because Levon suggested I have a father in my life. Bad Baby actually shared an agreement where it looks like her father did accept money, like over $20,000, to, I guess, give up his rights as her father. There'll be no contact with Danielle or Barbara or anyone else. And maybe that's why he can't reach out to her. He's going to TMZ. But that is sick that he would accept that money to give up his daughter, who he never really was a part of her life in the first place. And you know what? Bad Baby's too busy with her personal life to deal with her father. He needs to go and maybe do some therapy on his own if you're going to accept $25K to give up your kid. And of course she's holding on to that because that hurts. She did accredit Levon for the reason that she tried to repair a relationship with her dad, but it looks like she and Levon are not together right now. And I'm not surprised after seeing some of those fighting clips. She posted a picture on Instagram, writing in the caption, left that man, got a bigger house, signed the check, and got sent another one. So she's trying to act unbothered now, but there's probably part of her that's always like bothered and sensitive about the relationship because she's so emotional in these arguments they have.
Yeah, right now.
This comment reads, let's see how long that lasts. She's trying to lure him back. Other comments read, I hope that you're so serious when you say you love him. You and your little baby deserve so much better. You don't leave him. You're cooler than you'll ever be anyway. One person noted that you got 15.8 million people telling you to leave this man alone. And I agree. I would love to see Bad Baby just accept one day that this is not going to work. But it's also, like, we're seeing a very violent and domestically violently filled relationship play out in real time, and it is hard to watch. So my prayers and well wishes are for Bad Baby and healing and trying to keep
yes, I can see your chat
out of that environment. Now let's talk about Britney Spears, because Kevin Federline sold like 1,000 copies.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be answering you, no?
Really, really low. Like, really, really low. And I think he thought he was going to sell a lot more. I think anyone who has seen the amount of content that's gone out there and everything else would assume he would have had more, but no. And this comes at the expense of Britney, his children, so many personal details, and the payoff is not like, you know, no one's buying his book. Everyone got Britney's book, I included, and I don't really buy books too often, but
Early.
nobody's getting Kevin's, and I refuse.
I mean, here on this channel, I usually
on Instagram, so you know it's bad. Kevin wrote his book.
don't do lives.
Work, trying to stay focused on my commitments. Oh, good for you, man. I got a call. It was her, Paris, Hell, and
The timing mostly depends from my schedule of what I do during the day.
Here, Preston and Jaden crying in the background. It had to be 3 or 4 in the morning. That call was the final straw. In other portions of the book, he's not only exposing Britney's
And right now I had to do some makeup, so this is why you're seeing this live right now. So there are no more people here. When you comment, you're unable to send. That's weird. Well, this is not my main channel, okay, guys? Well, I guess it's only you here, Nikki. I'm giving more attention to the main channel because it is monetized, and I'm trying to make it a job, right? And this channel, therefore, it gets less attention, you know? So and because today the topic is makeup, so I'm doing makeup on this channel basically. I have this beautiful eyeshadow palette. And I want to use, let's see, maybe let's use some interesting colors, huh? I wanted to do some eyeliner wings. You're looking for a new job. Well, what kind of job were you doing? What is your specialized in? By the way, I'm very sorry to hear that. I know how big of a struggle it is to look for a job. Such a pretty color, actually. Let's think about adding glitter today, maybe. Why not? I don't see no reason to not do it. Now the main thing is to do equally. Mm. Mhm. Maybe to do them even longer. Gotta go. Okay, have a great day. Graphic design. I think every job is special. Hmm. No. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Spears, but also exploiting his own children. This is how sick it gets. He writes, every time Preston had to go to his mom's, they had to pry him off my neck. He'd cry, scream, and hold on to everything he had. Kevin says the anxiety bled into nights at home with Preston, describing how Preston couldn't sleep unless Kevin stayed by his side. We have a portion of when he's describing this incident. Let's go ahead and react.
Someone had to put the boys first. And if it wasn't going to be her, it had to be me. That
It's
responsibility
sparkly.
weighed on me every single day. But I carry that weight 1,000 times over if it meant protecting them from the fallout of choices they didn't make and couldn't control. Because there's no preparing for the kind of heartbreak that comes when your child clings to you like their life depends on it.
Oh, the drama. He's really, I mean, her kids, we haven't really heard straight from the kids, but they seem like decent.
Every time Preston had to go to his mom's, they had to pry him off my neck. He'd cry, scream, and hold on with everything he had. At night, he was the same. Jaden could sleep fine, but Preston wouldn't rest unless I was right there. Even the slightest movement would wake him in a panic.
I'm not discounting that, like, there are kids who, like, are in divorce situations and they like one parent more than another, and the other parent could be abusive, and that is a scary thing, like, when the kid has to go to a parent who maybe is not fit.
Sit beside his bed, my fingers resting on his arm. And the second I moved, he jolted away, crying.
But also, it sounds like the other child was doing okay, and maybe this Preston, he was not doing okay. And there's also like mental health factors. Like who knows? Maybe I was a very anxious kid when I was younger, so maybe he's got anxiety. Again, I'm not trying to discount what he's experienced. I also think that you can't attribute everything to Britney Spears. Kevin then goes on to say that he went to a professional, a therapist, who confirmed that it wasn't just separation anxiety that Preston was dealing with, but early signs of trauma as a toddler. Kevin claims that Preston didn't feel safe at his mom's and felt neglected while Jaden received most of her attention. Britney's team gave TMZ this statement. With news from Kevin's book breaking, once again, he and others are profiting off her, and sadly it comes after child support has ended with Kevin. All she cares about are her kids, Sean Preston and Jaden James.
Let's see how long she stays over here.
Sensationalism. She detailed her journey in her memoir.
Okay, Kevin, you're really pissing me off. Obviously, I'm a big Britney Spears fan. Maybe I'm biased. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little blind to certain things, but I think I am correct in this situation. He's talking about like it's 10 times worse than you even know. Okay, well then, write about it in your book. You're protecting her, yet you wrote a literal whole book about her, exposing secrets about alleged secrets about the mother of your children, and then he's also saying that his kids have been screaming and begging for a relationship with their mom for years. That's actually not the truth, Kevin, because those kids used to be dangled in front of Britney like a carrot so that she would continue to be the workhorse to make money for everyone involved in the Britney orbit. In a way, she was like being like bribed because they're like, if you don't work, if you don't do this.
They were like, if you didn't do your shows, if you didn't do your job, you wouldn't be able to see your kids. And she rarely got to see them. And I think that was something that Jamie Spears, her father, really ran and controlled and used against her. He found her weak point. It was her children. And I think Kevin was completely like complicit. Like when he got the text from Jamie Spears, like, hey, can you actually watch the kids this weekend? Britney's not going to be able to. He went along with it because that was Jamie's way of punishing her.
You won't be able to see your kids, and that's why she stuck with the conservatorship for so long, or chose not to fight against it for so long, so that she could try and maintain any semblance of a relationship with her children.
This commenter pointed out, Kevin made sure those kids hate their mom. It is so sad for Britney Spears, especially for her children and their father, who's supposed to be like the good parent here, right? Kevin, you're the good parent, is selling this book and putting their life out there, and they are young kids like having to deal with their friends and loved ones and stuff, reading about their family. It also kind of reminds me of how bad Baby's father like didn't really stand a chance against Barbara.
Hello, I'm from Ukraine.
How bad he
Where are you from?
It's kind of like Britney Spears probably doesn't like stand a chance against Kevin after all these years of him telling their sons what the narrative is that he wants to go with. But I want to hear what you guys think of this multiple topic video in the comments below. If you enjoyed this is the same format we're doing on the Let's Get Into It podcast. Go and subscribe to it. It's listed below. I would really appreciate it, and I'll see you in a new video soon. Bye, guys.
I think it's turning out pretty. No way. Справді. Привіт. Кітюня. It's so rare when she sits on my lap. It's because she wants attention. Plus, it's cold. It's cold in Ukraine, there is no heating. So okay. Mm. Looks so pretty just like this. I want to add some glitter, but I don't know which one. And where I want to add it, not to ruin the makeup. Have this color of glitter. Right, how? I don't know. Wait. I bet you guys won't even see the difference. Or maybe you will. Well, you definitely can see the shine. Right? Goodbye. That was what? 3 minutes? 3 minutes she sat on my lap and then ran away. Okay. Also very pretty yellow sparkle. It's like glitter. But it's, yeah, it's not really advised to put on your eyes such kind of glitter. So maybe I will just not use it. Okay. Let's cover про що стрім? Про макіяж. Стрім про макіяж. Я дуже сильно попрошу російською написати на моєму каналі. Це мій канал, мої правила, і мені дуже неприємно бачити російську на каналі. Мгм. Окей. Кс. Так. Чё ты шкафуешь? So dark already outside. Okay. Okay. I think it's gonna be the last product for today. Don't know if I wanna apply some highlighter. Most likely no. So look at this packaging. things like glue. And what would you expect from this kind of product? The brush is not too bad. Guess we can work with this. Let's see how well it will paint my lashes. Guys, do you like my mirror? I think it's super cute. So far it's very watery, I would say. Not really doing much. Smells not really the best either. Like, do you see the difference? I don't. Like, my lashes are separated, but you see it's very watery. It's a very beautiful mascara, like very beautiful packaging, but I think it stops right there. It stops. It doesn't do anything else. No.
Today, I'm testing celebrity
celebrities' favorite meals to see if they have good taste in food. I'll even DM them with a picture to see if they reply. And at the end, based on their meals, I'll decide who actually has good taste. Starting with the queen, Taylor Swift. She just entered her showgirl era, but during her downtime, she was making a lot of sourdough. On Travis Kelce's podcast, she confessed that sourdough has taken over her life and that she thinks about it at least 60% of the time. So today, I'm gonna go back into my sourdough era and I'm gonna try to make a loaf. I've only actually tried to do it one time in my life, which was that bagel recipe, and it turned out okay, so I'm excited for this. But first, we have to add 100 grams of sourdough starter, which I've already fed, and hopefully it is alive. It's nice and bubbly. They say baking is very exact, so I'm gonna try to stay as close to 100 grams as possible. And now I need to add room temperature water. Supposedly, this stage is called autolyse? Autolyse? I don't know. Next step, I have to stir it until it looks nice and milky, and then we add in our bread flour. Now I'm just gonna mix it up real quick. So far, not too bad. Let me scrape down the sides of the bowl. That looks pretty good. Now I just have to cover it up with a damp towel, and then we let it rest for 1 hour. Next up, we're making Sabrina Carpenter's dream dinner. When she's not sipping espresso, she's all about her mom's cooking. So I've never had a carrot souffle. In the video, she mentions that it's sweet, so I'm wondering if it's kind of like a sweet potato casserole. But either way, we're gonna find out. So I looked this recipe up online, and you're supposed to boil the carrots first. We go ahead and chop these carrots, and we'll just drop them into boiling water until they're nice and soft. So now I have to transfer it into a food processor and puree it. Okay, I'm not sure how smooth we're supposed to make this, but I think this looks good. It looks like baby food. Okay, now we make the souffle batter. I'm supposed to add the pureed carrots to a bowl, and then I'm adding some melted butter, sugar, a little bit of flour, an egg, baking powder, vanilla extract, and a pinch of salt. Feels like I'm making a cake of sorts. Now I have to butter the ramekin, and we just pour the carrot mixture right into the souffle cups, and then we bake them up. I'm not sure what to expect out of this. So while the souffle is baking, we're gonna make something that she calls her mom's dip that she made on Vogue recently. And I've actually filmed in that kitchen before, but she starts by chopping up her tomatoes. Look, mine is also a perfect tomato. But she said when she was young, she did not like this dip at all, but now as an adult, she loves it and she finds it very addicting. And she mentions that her sister usually makes it.
Oh my god.
She's a great chef, but she is not.
No, this
Now
mascara
she chopped up an
sucks.
onion. We're just gonna do half.
Totally.
Some spicy
Oh my
jalapeno.
god.
Chopped up. I'm dicing these as small as possible.
Doesn't
And
dry
she squeezes
out.
in some lime and then some cilantro. I love cilantro, but some people think it tastes like soap, and I just don't understand. I'd say cilantro is like one of my top 3 favorite herbs. And now she grates in some cheddar cheese. This dip is kind of reminding me of like a queso blanco meat salsa. And then she just dumps in a block of cream cheese, then pops everything into the microwave. But I feel like to make this dip, you should soften the cream cheese first and then mix it, because then I don't want to cook the bottom parts. Do I trust Sabrina's cooking? I mean, she even says she's not good at it. Okay, her cream cheese is super soft. Now I'm gonna dump it in, and then we mix. Now I'm gonna pop it back in the microwave just like she did to make everything melt and come together. And then that should look about right. Cheese looks nice and melty. Let's mix it up. Honestly, I'm not so sure how mom's dip is supposed to look, but I guess that looks kind of like her. And our carrot souffles are done. They're not as puffy as the French souffles that I'm used to, but it did rise a little bit. And now let's serve Sabrina's dream dinner. I found in an Instagram live, she said her favorite food is actually chicken fajitas.
Chicken fajitas are my favorite.
So look what I made. You're gonna lay it on a tortilla for her. I guess that's looking more like a taco. But the chicken fajitas are gonna pair so well with her mom's dip, which I'm gonna put in here. It's had some time to marinate, and it's actually looking better. We gotta serve it with some chips. And then for dessert, I think that's dessert, carrot souffle. Then I'm gonna dust with some powdered sugar. And I was gonna serve her some espresso, but apparently she can't handle it. Her drink of choice is actually a yerba mate. And there we have Sabrina Carpenter's dream dinner. It actually looks pretty good, 2 of which are her favorites that her mom makes, and chicken fajitas. But before we try all this, I need to take a photo and DM her. Hey, Sabrina. Love seeing you cook on Vogue. It inspired me to make all of your favorite foods. A couple of favorites from your mom, including that carrot souffle. And of course I had to add your chicken fajitas. Here's your dream dinner. Hope you love.
That mascara totally
Now I
sucked.
gotta attach the photo. Well, we'll see if she replies. It says here that she typically replies within an hour. First things first, though, I gotta try mom's dip. I was skeptical. In my head, I was like, you're gonna need spices for this. Like, you're gonna need some kind of chili powder or cumin
Okay,
to
guys.
amp it up. But actually,
Thank
it's
you for
very
being here. Hope you had a
flavorful.
great time.
Basically
See you in the
creating, like,
next
a
one.
very
Bye.
creamy salsa.